Gluten-free bread being $10 a loaf should be a jailable offense, so today we're gonna make it from scratch. As always, I don't know what you have in your house. Me personally, I've never owned these fancy ingredients, so we're gonna simplify this recipe as much as humanly possible. First, we're gonna feed our yeast. I know it sounds weird. Try not to think about it. For this recipe, we'll need 1 part water to 2 parts flour. For me personally, I'm using 1 1/4 cup of warm water. Do not make it hot. You will kill the yeast. No. Pour that gal in. Then I'm feeding her with 2 big spoonfuls of sugar. Now we're gonna need to leave her alone for about 5 minutes, but that's okay. We got stuff to do. This is where the 2 parts flour comes in. Today I'm using a gluten-free 1-to-1 replacement, and if you didn't know already, you can use this in any of my recipes to sub out regular flour. That's right, gluten-free girlies. I got you. The 2 parts flour to the water that we used earlier is going to be 2.5 cups. And you need to throw in at least a spoonful's worth of salt in here, you guys. It's for flavor and structure. Now it's time for our wet ingredients. Again, I don't know what you have in your house, and since chickens are laying gold these days, I'm gonna show you some substitutions that you can use for egg. Luckily, I am down to my last 2. Could you go? Then we want 3 big spoonfuls of oil. I do it by looking, because I'm confident. And then we're gonna take a big spoonful of white or apple cider vinegar. That's fine. Now, since your bread is gluten-free, you're gonna need some extra support. This part of your recipe is called a binder, and you only need 1 of the following. I'll give you a second to take a look. Okay, moving on. I personally am going to be going with the flax eggs, but remember, I love hearing your guys' suggestions as long as you're kind about it. The next step is mixing everything together, and you know what I'm gonna say next. Oil your pan! Oil your pan! Oil your pan! What? If your dough starts to look a little too stiff, add some water to calm her down. And if it starts looking like cake batter when you mix it, just add a little bit more flour until you get a bread dough consistency. And trust yourself when you do this. You are a lot more capable in the kitchen than you think. We're gonna leave her alone for about 30 minutes to proof, but don't forget about her because she's very dramatic, and if she proofs for too long, she'll collapse in the oven. Now I'm gonna bake her at 375 degrees, and I'll tell you how long it takes. 50 minutes later, and we've got a loaf of bread that's much bigger than the $10 loaf I showed you at the beginning. And if you wanna avoid the cracks at the top, you could put a little water on top to calm her down like I told you to, but didn't do myself. So let this cool completely before cutting. In the interest of time, I'm gonna get editing this video so I can get this out to you faster. Please remember to eat, and also, I love you.